Welcome to the Thought Lab. Today we will be discussing circadian rhythms. Circadian rhythms are evolutionary, conserved, internal biological clocks that regulate physiological and behavioral processes over approximately 24-hour cycles. Driven primarily by light exposure, circadian systems transform environmental cues into coordinated genetic, endocrine, homeostatic, and metabolic responses. To understand circadian rhythms fully, we must examine them through four interconnected biological frameworks, that is, evolution, molecular genetics, homeostasis, and metabolic regulation. Because Earth rotates every 24 hours, organisms have always faced predictable cycles of light, darkness, temperature variation, food availability, and predator-to-prey interactions. Organisms that could anticipate these changes gained significant survival advantages over ones that merely reacted after environmental shifts occurred. Internal biological timing systems likely emerged through adaptive mutations that improved feeding efficiency, predator avoidance, thermoregulation, and reproductive success. Through natural selection, these advantageous timing mechanisms became evolutionarily conserved across species. This process, known as adaptive entrainment, allowed organisms to synchronize internal physiology with external Zeitgebers, or environmental time-givers. At the molecular level, circadian rhythms are maintained through transcription to translation negative feedback loops involving core clock genes such as clock, BMAL1, PER, and CRY. Clock and BMAL1 proteins function as transcription factors that activate PER and CRY gene expression. PER and CRY proteins accumulate, then inhibit clock and BMAL1 activity, suppressing their own production until protein degradation resets the cycle. This approximately 24-hour oscillation creates endogenous biological timing. Light detected by retinal photoreceptors signals the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN, within the hypothalamus, which acts as the master clock by synchronizing peripheral clocks throughout the body. Circadian rhythms function as predictive homeostatic regulators. Rather than simply responding to environmental changes, the circadian system proactively prepares physiological systems for expected daily fluctuations. The SCN regulates melatonin release, cortisol secretion, thermoregulation, cardiovascular rhythms, sleep-wake cycles. For example, melatonin increases in darkness to promote sleep, cortisol peaks in the morning to increase alertness, and body temperature decreases during sleep and rises during active periods. These coordinated rhythms maintain internal stability while optimizing biological performance. Circadian rhythms also regulate metabolic efficiency by synchronizing energy use with the expected activity cycles. Peripheral clocks and organs such as the liver, pancreas, and muscles regulate insulin sensitivity, glucose metabolism, appetite hormones, fat storage, and ATP production. During daytime, insulin sensitivity increases, nutrient processing improves, and ATP demand rises. At night, metabolism slows, repair processes dominate, and energy conservation increases. Circadian disruptions such as shift work or chronic sleep deprivation can result in insulin resistance, obesity, type 2 diabetes, and metabolic syndrome. So, circadian rhythms represent a complex biological phenomenon in which evolutionary pressures gave rise to genetically regulated internal clocks that maintain homeostasis and optimize metabolism. By transforming environmental light cycles into coordinated physiological regulation, circadian rhythms maximize survival, health, and biological efficiency. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Thought Lab, and tune in for next week's episode. Bye!